President Trump's big, beautiful bill hands over more than $175 billion to ICE. That is larger than the annual military budget of every country in the world except the U.S. and China. And more money, by the way, than any other law enforcement agency in the country is getting. But what exactly is that money going toward, and who is benefiting from it? Joining us now, staff writer at The Atlantic, Caitlin Dickerson, and MSNBC senior political and national correspondent, Jacob Soboroff. Caitlin, where is that money going?
It's going to fund President Trump's deportation campaign. So you mentioned $175 billion. About $28 billion a year of that is going to go to ICE, about $45 billion to expand the detention system, $46 billion to complete President Trump's goal of building a wall along the border. Billions are also going to go toward transportation, moving people who are deported out of the country, toward a massive expansion of surveillance technology that's being used and that's going to be used much more for immigration enforcement. So it really is an across-the-board payday that's going to amp up the deportation campaign we're seeing on the ground right now and introduce new elements that are really unprecedented.
Who's getting arrested right now?
Well, the greatest increase in people who's being arrested right now are those who have no criminal record at all. The New York Times reported today the latest number is 180,000 people have been deported from the United States since President Trump took office. So ICE is actually on track for a significant increase in deportations since last year. And their arrests and deportations of people with no criminal record are up 20 times. This includes, as viewers know, families, it includes children. And it speaks to the constraints that the administration put on itself when it promised to deport 1 million people a year. There simply aren't 1 million people who could be deported from the United States who have very serious criminal records. And so ICE is expanding.
Jacob, you witnessed some of these arrests. You went down to Federal Plaza here in New York City. What'd you see?
Not just here in Federal Plaza, but all across the country. And I'm so glad that you and Caitlin specifically are talking about the who that will be caught up in this $175 billion that's going to go to ICE. Because, as Caitlin said, this mass deportation program is looking to get 1 million people a year. It is modeled after the Dwight D. Eisenhower policy that has a name so racist that I'm not going to say it here. Nobody should say it, not only on television, but just in general, that caught up 1 million Mexicans and some Mexican Americans. Mexican Americans, that's who this is modeled after. That's what this is modeled after. And when you ask who's getting caught up, Caitlin gave you the long list. It's why it's so important, why I think it's been critical for us to go and talk to those folks as much as we can, including Narciso Barranco, that landscaper who was violently detained while cutting bushes outside an IHOP in Santa Ana, California. When I sat down with him, a couple of weeks ago, I wanted to ask him, what does this country mean to him? Why did he come here? What was it like to get detained in this way under this dragnet when they say they're going after the worst of the worst? And let's watch a little bit of what he told me.
He told me you're a person who loves this country, and you taught your boys to love this country, and your 3 boys joined the United States Marines. Why did you teach them to love this country so much?
Porque es un país para nosotros como hispanos, es un país de las oportunidades.
Because for us Hispanics, it's a land of opportunities. But simply, I've always told them, you want to be someone in life? Watch your record. Protect yourself. If you want to be good, you'll be good. And if you don't want to be good, then you can just throw your life away. It's different. It's just as this country can give us an opportunity, it can also destroy many of us.
I wonder how you feel about the country now. It's complicated, huh? Complicado.
So those are the kind of folks that are getting caught up in this. Where are they going? Largely to private prisons. And Mr. Barranco himself went to Adelanto, the ICE detention center in the desert outside of L.A. I went inside there during family separation, which Caitlin and I both covered. It's one of the most notorious, not only private prisons, but immigration detention centers in the country. It was so bad it was closed during COVID. A judge ordered it closed because of the conditions.
So private companies are making money off this, which makes you question the profit motivation here. Caitlin, I want to read a quote from your piece, which we found particularly egregious. This is a former high-level ICE official telling you they're not really serious about getting rid of as many people as they can. They're serious about causing human pain and suffering. Putting someone into detention isn't a removal, it's a punishment. So you have that, and then you also have the polling on Donald Trump's immigration policy. Here's the latest from the Wall Street Journal, July 28th. 58% oppose detaining and deporting immigrants without a hearing. 58% oppose deporting immigrants to other countries. His immigration numbers are in the water, broadly speaking, Donald Trump's. Is there anybody in the administration who is maybe questioning this approach?
No one that the president is listening to right now. We haven't seen them flinch in the face of these numbers, which is interesting. The one time that we saw the Trump administration kind of back down from an aggressive immigration policy was the one that Jacob just mentioned. He and I both covered, was family separations. The public outcry was so strong against separating families at the border during Trump's first term that they actually backed down from that policy. And there's lots of protesting happening across the country right now, but they're not slowing down. In fact, they're speeding up. And that kind of aggressive enforcement that you described happening in D.C., people being tackled in the middle of their workday, drivers on the streets being stopped randomly and questioned, people conducting stings at Home Depots. These are things that Americans should expect to happen across the country, and they should only expect the intensity to increase because of this massive payday to fund even more enforcement actions like these.
There were really depressing, haunting images that came out of child separation, haunting sound of children crying. But there's also really haunting images coming out of what's happening right now. And it's being covered. It's out there. So what's the difference? Is it that the people around Donald Trump, I mean, maybe in the first go around, they were more sensitive to this and they were worried about it? Is that what it is? And the people now are just Stephen Miller acolytes?
I think that in terms of the American public, I'm not sure people have made the connection that what mass deportation is family separation. The American public...
So the outcry from the American public is not the same?
No, it isn't yet. As Caitlin said, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people came to the streets. The Pope spoke out against the family separation policy, and it wasn't bipartisan. It was a universal condemnation of this policy that was the most significant policy reversal of the first Trump administration. You have seen the president already react when, I was out in Oxnard when they were raiding those strawberry fields, chasing people through the fields and throwing them onto the ground. The next day, he reversed that policy only to have people behind the scenes pressure him into, again, flip-flopping and reinstating the ability for these agents to go into these workplaces, including in hotels and in agricultural fields and other places. I do think that the president, the track record is very sensitive to the American public standing up against this. But as Caitlin has said, with the money there, this is happening at a very rapid clip.